This demonstration is designed to show you the process on how you go about setting up a new company in Business Central. With all the technology and the features aside, we know that customers and prospects will ask, what does it take to get started? Is it easy to learn a new solution? How do we streamline the experience in getting started? And so this is just designed to show you, to show customers how to set up a brand new company with no data. So we'll begin. I'll create a new company. We'll make some configuration, some setting changes. We'll show you the getting started and then migrate the data. So let's begin by doing a quick search for companies. And you can see here I've got two companies. I'm going to go ahead from the drop down and I'm going to create a brand new company. And I follow the wizard to assist in creating this company. I'll enter in a name. And I will go ahead and, again, there's three options to select. You could do production with setup data only. You could do evaluation with sample data. And you could do a new company with no data. I'll select next in the wizard. Next. And then I'm finished. So now the newly created company you could see is here on the screen. To configure that company, I'm going to switch companies by selecting the company icon here in the top right. And I will go ahead and make a switch. And now I'm going to set up that company with some data. I'll go ahead and get started. And once that's created, the users can follow the steps to set up and configure the new company and using the product tours. So by selecting the get started, we provide product tours to simplify the new user experience, shorten the learning curve when learning a new application. I can start the tour, follow along, click along as I need. And then once I'm done, I'm on to the next, and that's company details. And again, notice where now it's going to bring up additional details for me to fill in. I have to enter in the company name, the address. I can add a logo, any of the contact information. And then during the setup, I'm presented with the option to enable the bank feed. We can skip that for now. If you leave it blank, and you can go back to that later on. Now that company has been set up, users can begin to access additional assisted setup wizards just to streamline that setup. Here in the settings, you'll open up the company information screen. You can see that the setup has added the company, brought in the logo. Of course, I can start to fill out the bank feeds here as well. So the idea is that those wizards are really designed to help you get started quickly. Now, there are many ways to learn how to get started. We've used just one, but there are a couple other ways in which people can get up and running quickly. Now, Copilot is an integral part of Business Central, and it really does make it easy for users. There are pre-built prompt guides to provide new users with guidance on how do I engage with Copilot. What are the questions that I should invoke or use? For example, if I select on guide, notice it puts the preface of how do I, and then I could type in the remaining question, how do I migrate data from Excel? Hit enter, and then you'll notice it's given me some sources here on how to complete that task. So again, there's much more that Copilot offers for new users. I can also return to the settings and assisted setup. And if I expand this, you can see there's an exhaustive list of tasks that are automated by leveraging this in the assisted setup. And yet another option is if new users prefer, is just leveraging the videos. There are embedded videos. So for example, if I want to learn how to set up sales tax, there's a 3-minute video embedded inside of Business Central to help guide me through that process. Next, I'm going to go ahead and migrate data. After I've completed that, I'm going to go ahead and migrate my data. So we'll go ahead and select migrate. And you can see here I can skip the wizard into the area that I want to go next. From the drop down, you see there are several options to choose from on where to import. We will go ahead and choose Excel. I'll select next. If you haven't already, you need to download the template. There is a certain format that is required to import all those records, that master data. Once you do have that, I go ahead and select import. And then now you have a preview of what's going to come in. I've got items, customers, and vendors. And everything was successful. I'll open up the customers. And then notice here I've got new customers. If I review the items, notice the items. And again, of course, I can confirm the vendors, etc. Returning to the home page, I can come and check on the vendors here. So this was just a very simple example of how users can import data from external data sources. And so the video was designed just to show you how easy it is to get up and running in starting and creating a new company, made some configuration changes, learned how to use the application through Copilot and the videos, and then migrate data using the Excel import wizard. The reason I thought this was important, again, is just to lower the fear of somebody who's new to the application who just wants to understand how quickly we can get started with Business Central.